Hello, friends. Today I'd like to talk about meditation in a very practical way, how to integrate meditation into our daily life, and in particular, how to integrate it into our schedule. Many of us have very busy lives, very busy days, and when we think of trying to create or integrate a meditation practice into that very full day, it can seem impossible or at least very daunting. In another video, I mentioned optimal times for meditation, which are sunrise, noon, sunset, midnight, times in the day when there's a little pause, a little shift in the energy. Today, I'd like to expand on that by suggesting meditation first thing in the morning, whenever that may be, whether that's dawn or some other hour, is extremely helpful as a way to begin the day, as a way to kind of spiritualize the day or create a very positive upward flow of energy in the day. The other time of day that I would recommend in a practical way is the last thing at night. Now, evening time is a little trickier, and I want to talk about integrating meditation into the daily life in a very particular way, because how we eat and when we eat very much affects when we meditate and how well we meditate. So, for example, meditating first thing in the morning, whether that be dawn or again, it could be before dawn, it could be later, in very extreme climates, north or south, the days can become very long in the summer and it would be very difficult. You might have to get up at 3 or 3:30 in the morning to be around sunrise. And similarly, the sun may not rise until 9 in the morning in the wintertime. So, sunrise as a concept is a little bit fluid, but however it works in your schedule, to start the day with meditation before breakfast and preferably before exercise. Sometimes people have asked me about this as well. Should I exercise first? Well, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of movement, stretching, energization exercises, those things can be very helpful as a way to prepare the body for meditation. But real exercise that gets the heart rate up, that causes you to break a sweat, that sort of thing, it takes a while to really settle the body down after that. So it's a little bit better to wait and do that after meditation. Similarly with eating, having breakfast after meditation is a very natural flow on into the day. In the evening, this is a little trickier because many people get home from work later, or their day, for one reason or another, is shifted a little bit later. And if they wait, if we meditate right after eating, then our meditation is competing with the meal that we just ate. And inevitably, the stomach wins that battle, because the energy is saying, "Look, I'm busy. I'm digesting. I'm not ready to be directed elsewhere. I'm occupied." And so we want to wait a few hours, preferably 2 or 3 hours after a meal, to have a meditation. Well, if you're eating at 8 or 9 in the night, that could mean 11, 12 in the night before your body and your energy are sort of really ready to meditate. And of course, by that point, you may be too sleepy to meditate. So I found, in a practical way, a really optimal time for meditation was actually right before dinner, just after work and before dinner. And that, for me personally, worked really well. You have to find what will work for you. Yogananda recommended meditating on into the night, but he came from a culture very much oriented towards the nighttime hours and shifted, very much later in the morning, later in the evening. For me personally, that hasn't worked as well, because by the time it's gone to 10 or 11 in the night, I am tending to get too sleepy to meditate. So you have to find what will work for you, but definitely try to organize your meditation in such a way that it's not fighting with your meals, it's not fighting with your diet as well. Now, I just thought to touch on another practical aspect, which is that what we eat, as well as when we eat relative to our meditation, also has a significant effect. If our diet is constructed of a lot of simple carbohydrates, another colorful way to phrase that is junk food, our meditation will be affected by that. A lot of cheap, kind of simple carbohydrates, they tend to spike the blood sugar, they tend to cause this sort of rush of energy, followed almost inevitably by a crash on the other side. And they tend to make the body a bit restless. So we want to try to avoid that. Carbohydrates are perfectly fine, but try to aim for complex carbohydrates. And of course, a good balance of carbohydrates, proteins, fats. That's, beyond the scope of this video, but it's well to put energy into a simple diet that works for your constitution, whatever that may be, in such a way that your energy is free to meditate. Because the body can be a tremendous aid to meditation or a tremendous detriment, a tremendous burden on the process of meditation. And so we want to get to the place where everything that we're doing around meditation is supporting meditation. It's not competing with it or fighting with it. And so try to make your diet as natural as, I wouldn't necessarily say as raw as possible. That can be good for some people. But I would say as unprocessed as possible. And in that way, your meditation can begin to flourish. And I just, from my heart, suggest find simplicity in your life, in your lifestyle. Create that as much as you can do. Try to allow meditation to really take root in the soil of your life, in the structure of your life, because the blessings of it are deep, profound, and all transforming. Namaste.